So guys, it is super fascinating to me to what length fans are going in order to defend Matrix 4 Resurrections, okay? It is, to me, an objectively bad film. If you haven't seen my review or my reaction to the 10 out of 10 star reviews on IMDb, then I'll link all those videos down in the description. You can go check them out. And in today's video, I'm following some of your guys' requests. You asked me to react to the Letterboxd.com 5 out of 5 star reviews for the film. I'm going to do that in order to hopefully understand or get a bit closer to understanding why people actually like the film. And I've done my homework, okay? I've done a bit of thinking. We had a few days now letting the film sink, put a bit more thought into it. And some people describe my videos as group therapy, and I think that's quite right, actually. We're all trying to overcome this trauma that has been done to us, this horrible misconduct towards the Matrix trilogy. And reading all the comments under my review video, I came to the conclusion that there are 3 different types of people who defend this film, okay? Bear with me on this one. The first type is people who say, and this is actually the most common excuse that people come forward with, they say, well, Lana Wachowski wanted to make a bad film, okay? Because Warner wanted to make a movie without her. That was the idea. And they keep using this excuse that in the movie there's the scene where Agent Smith says to Neo, oh, they want to make a sequel, to this video game with or without you, we don't care. And they're like, you see Agent Smith says it in the film. It's even in the film. It's rock solid evidence. And then they keep pointing out this scene that's also in the film where you see like a little sign for a second that basically says, for those who love to eat shh. You can read it yourself. It's on screen now. But that is in the film. So everyone's like, oh, you see, Lana Wachowski just wanted to make a bad film, okay? Because Warner wanted to make a sequel without her. So she wanted to stick it to Warner. And that's why it's intentionally bad. And that's why she's ruining her own movie legacy. That's why she's insulting all the fans. That's why she's ruining her own masterpiece, right? The whole trilogy she created in the past together with her brother/sister. And she goes through all that length just to stick it to Warner, okay? It's like, oh God, how far people are going. It's unbelievable, right? People really, really want to justify that this was a great film. Then the second group of people who defend this film are just those who say, you just don't get it. Okay, you're just an idiot. You just don't get it. You kind of need to watch the movie at least 3 times. God forbid watching this movie 3 times. Could hardly make it through the first time. But it's just too deep. Okay, it's just too deep for your simple mind. You just don't understand the lore of the Matrix enough. And I mean, there are at least, from the 1,500 comments under my review, there are at least 5 who claim that. Okay, so that's a group of people. And then there is a third group of people who basically just say, the movie is great because the director is trans, okay? And it's like, that's the reason. It's like, the movie is just fantastic, director trans, good film, done. So these seem to be the 3 dominating groups of people trying to and there are people commenting under my videos, that's unbelievable. They write like a whole, 2,000 word paragraph of like explaining to me why it's really, really good. And every point that I'm making, like, no, the choreography was great. The acting was outstanding and everything. It's like, okay, bro, okay, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm glad you're making your points. So let's jump into the Letterboxd reviews. Maybe they give us a little bit more clarity on what's going on, okay? Because I'm not familiar with the site, but I appreciate people sharing these 5-star reviews for the Matrix Resurrections. And there are loads of them, okay? So a lot of insightful ones like this one. Okay, them flying together at the end is too cute. 5 stars. I'm not sure these people know what a movie review is. It's like, her makeup was beautiful. 5 stars for the film. Here's another one. Bugs and Lexy were definitely girlfriends. 5 stars. So that's how you accumulate 5 stars, okay? These are the kinds of comments that are just really insightful and reflect on the film as a whole. For 2 hours and 28 minutes, this movie had me wondering whether I wanted to fuck Keanu or Carrie-Anne Moss. Loved it. 5 stars. This is qualified. These people are so qualified to review films. That's the people you want on your movie review platform, because that's really where the insight is coming from. That's where you get qualified reviews for your film. I don't know anything about the plot, but the fits are so cool. 5 stars. I don't know if the person meant the fights or the fits of the clothes. Probably the fits of the clothes. They're just like, man, those costumes, they fit so well. 5 stars, bro. Awesome. God bless this movie. I can't remember when I felt such joy and validation. And boy, does it have no time for anyone who's still clueless about the themes of this series. Absolutely based. These are amazing, man. It's true. Thanks for recommending Letterboxd, man. The people on here seem to be even more qualified than on IMDb. I love this. All right, here's a slightly longer one. We're going to read this from Jefferson Everest Crawford. The genius of the Wachowskis was to lead the audience along Neo's journey, the transition into belief, through the Matrix trilogy. There were levels of indoctrination, deconstruction, and ascension to transfiguration. Okay, let's keep going. Which the viewer, through the protagonist as the avatar, would need to navigate. I see Resurrections as a purely Zen effort, with the same lens that The Matrix is a deeply spiritual Zen movie, though a Western understanding of Zen that borders on Christian sacrifice while still remaining a metaphysical rather than didactic. As it is proof of the teacher once again becoming a student, Resurrections is a mirror image of the original Source film, almost as if the two are in an eternal loop. Reloaded/Revolutions cradled in between. And in completing that loop, I think Lana Wachowski has realized her agency within Trinity and Neo's journey. Before, we were the students being shown the path. Now, Lana is the student walking the path. Do you know what I mean when I said in the beginning, like, it's fascinating through what length people are going to make this movie good. You just look at the film, it's a piece of crap, okay? Everything is literally measurably bad in this film. Everything. I said it in my review, go watch it, I'm making the points there, but these people are like, well, you know, it's about ascension and deconstruction and transfiguration and indoctrination, and the viewer is through the protagonist becomes the avatar, and it's like, no, bro. It's just a bad movie. It's just, the movie just sucks, okay? Stop jumping through so many hoops trying to make it good. It's fascinating, man. Possibly the greatest film ever for birthing the perfect YouTube genre. Nerd cries about the Matrix bullet time. I mean, Matrix Resurrections reviews. That person watched my reviews. That's exactly what we're doing here. But it's like 5 stars, right? It's like 5 stars, okay? People hate it on YouTube. 5 stars film. Love it. It's a great film, right? Because people hate on it. So that makes it just an outstanding piece of work. Jonathan Groff is the only reason I gave this movie 5 stars. That and the Goth MILF. Which Goth MILF? Which one was that again? I don't recall any Goth MILF. But I noticed that a lot of these positive reviews are from women. Okay, it seems to be a red thread through a lot of these comments. I don't know. I'm just judging from the few comments I read now, but seems to be a thing. Oh my god, I'm speechless. Another woman, Lara Costa. Neo and Trinity's love story is one of the best I've ever seen. We will never have anything so good and creative as The Matrix ever again, and I'm not sure if that makes me happy or sad. Thank you, Lana Wachowski, for this miracle of a movie. Again, like always squeezing, I said it in the other IMDb review video as well, like always squeezing the name of the director in there, right? It's like, thank you, Lana Wachowski, for this incredible film. I know you're taking a lot of hate for this film, so here are 5 stars. Thank you. You're trans. I support you. And by the way, I'm in full support of trans. I have no problem with trans people. I said it before. I couldn't care less whether, like, you know, it's a woman or a man who made the movie. Some people get very offended by this, like, oh, the woke culture. I don't care. If the movie's great, it's a great film. If the movie sucks, the movie sucks. But those people who are like, oh, thanks, Lana Wachowski, I totally relate to you, so here are 5 stars. They are as bad as those people who say, well, it's just woke, 0 stars. Like, it cancels each other out nearly. It's quite ironic. Like, I'm not taking sides here, okay? For me, this is not about being trans, but I find it kind of ironic that so many people say, oh, 5 stars, awesome film, because trans. It's like, okay. Harrison Miller says, it's Keanu Reeves being confused for 2.5 hours and using the Force. It's great. 5 stars. At least it's an accurate review, right? That's pretty much what it is. Keanu being depressed and confused for about 2.5 hours. It's great. Best film ever, 5 stars. I don't understand why you guys are giving this movie bad reviews. Keanu Reeves has short hair again. Okay? But I like this movie for other reasons, and I'm just too lazy to write about it now. I'm just too lazy. There are loads of positives. I'm just too lazy to write about them now. But guys, the main point I want to mention is Keanu has short hair again, okay? His hair is now short again. So why wouldn't you give the film 5 out of 5 stars? I mean, I don't get it, guys. I just don't understand. This is great. F all of you. 5 stars. That may be my favorite 5-star review so far. I love it. Final Rosie says, the instant the title green text began to roll, I felt mentally and emotionally fulfilled. So I was spoiled by every delicious bite that came after. The definition of a love letter in film format. I am so thankful. 5 stars. I don't know, maybe there's really something about, like, because it's a lot about love, right? A lot of people hate that they kind of just boil it down, because sure, The Matrix was about love, but it was also about 10 other themes that seem to have been neglected in The Matrix Resurrections. But it seems to really resonate with a lot of girls, that they're like, well, I love that they boiled this down to only the love story. That's all it is now. Keanu has no other motivation besides Trinity, and that's the film. That's the whole film. And look, fair enough. I'm not here to criticize anyone who feels that fulfills them, like Final Rosie says here. That's all cool and stuff. It's just, in the bigger picture of the trilogy, looking at the other films in the past, it just feels a bit dumped down, I guess. You know, it feels like they took this complexity and said, no, now it's just about love. Okay. Joanna says, bisexual romance. 5 stars. These are exactly like the classifications of people who love this film that I gave in the beginning. They are literally confirming. They all fit into these classes. They're confirming exactly what I said. Donna Fiesta says, everyone talking shoot about this movie sounds like the hip San Francisco techie morons in the boardroom. Okay, I'll take that on board and move on. Jeff, finally a male review, gives 5 stars and says, loved it. Easily my favorite Matrix film after the original. The action is what you want from one of these movies, and the story was brilliantly layered and dense with social commentary. Alright. Not to mention that it just looks great. It looks great. That's pretty clear after the first 5 minutes of the film. Like, if you're into movies, cinematography, composition, camera angles, and just quality of shots, after 5 minutes of that film, you realize it just looks great. Jeff clearly knows this. Keanu gives a killer performance. Not surprised. As do the other major actors. Neil Patrick Harris is especially great in his role. My God, he's just contradicting everything point by point that people are complaining about, right? People are like, that was Keanu's worst performance in many years. He's giving a brilliant performance. Everyone's like, no, these slow motion scenes, that's not bullet time. And Neil Patrick Harris was badly cast for this film. He's like, no, Neil Patrick Harris was actually especially great. It feels more like a stubborn reaction to the bad reviews rather than him actually giving it. But I don't want to put words in his mouth. Maybe these are actually the things that he loved, that the film looked great, and Keanu's acting, and Neil Patrick Harris, that was the best part of this film for him. I don't know, maybe it was. He continues to say, I plan watching this at least once more while it's still on HBO. I'm sure there's even more to it that I'll discover I love. It's like, I'm watching this film because I want to find things that I love, okay? I will ignore most of it because it sucks, but that's not important. I will just look for things that I love. So again, kind of underlines this idea. Some people are just so stubborn. They hate that people don't like this film. They really want it to be good. They want people to love it. They want to defend it. So they're writing these comments just in defiance, right? They're like, no, exactly what you say is wrong. It's like, whatever you say, I will say the opposite because film good. Okay. Kelly Warner says, so trans, much slow motion, cool sunglasses, chat, 5 stars. Who can argue with this? Okay, who can argue with the based review like that? It just encompasses everything about the film, and I think we've read enough comments, guys. I think it gives us an idea of what people are about, what people like about the film. Clearly, all of these reviews are totally based on the movie itself, on the content of the movie, on the cinematography, the writing, the acting, everything that makes a movie stand or fall. So I love this. I love those reviews. I think I'm getting closer to understanding why the film is just amazing and just outstanding. Maybe the best movie that has ever been made. And I hope this video helped you guys a little bit as well in order to overcome the trauma. It's like a group therapy, I said in the beginning. So we're getting closer to overcoming it, to understanding the truth behind this film and the genius of Lana Wachowski. Anyway, before we end this video, guys, I want to point out that we crushed through 10,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I put a little vote out there on the community tab, and people have voted that they want me to do a little Q&A video. So in the comment section underneath, please share some questions for me, okay? I will answer them in my Q&A video. I will address exactly what you ask me. Ask me anything, okay? There are no boundaries. I might not be able to answer all the questions, but just leave them down in the comment section below. Also, share your thoughts on these comments. Do you agree with it? Do you feel they have enlightened you? Do you now have changed your mind? Maybe, right? And you're like, actually, after those comments, I get it now. It's a piece of art. It's a genius piece of art from Lana Wachowski, and it's the best film that has ever been made. So leave any of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash like on the video as well if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, also smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, do all the things so you're not missing future uploads. I appreciate your time hanging out with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye.